Hey guys, I'm Vassy and you're watching Play EDM Live. Bye!
Fala galera da Play EDM, hoje agora estamos aqui com a Vassy, cantora de várias músicas conhecidas de vocês, várias contribuições com David Guetta, entre outros artistas. Hi Vassy, how are you?
Wow, I'm good.
You've been amazed to be in Miami, right?
Yeah, I love it here, but more so taken back by the Portuguese.
Oh.
Yeah. I many years ago, before I started my career in music, I studied a little bit of Latin jazz.
Oh, nice.
So all I know is Aquas de Bebé.
Aquas de
Bebé, Daia, Aquas de Bebé, Calara. But Portuguese is a beautiful language.
Nice, nice, thank you. Okay, let's go. First one, how did the desire and the opportunity to work with electronic music appear?
That was organic. It was an accident.
Awesome.
It wasn't intentional at all. But I had the way I think my career broke in EDM and dance is I had written Bad, and I originally was in the studio working on it with Sultan Ned Shepherd. I had had success with a couple of my own records that went to #1 on the Billboard dance charts.
Nice.
And Sultan and Ned did a remix for me, and so we worked on this record, and I said, oh, I have this idea, I wrote this song a while ago, and I really want to do something with it. So we worked on it, and then, you know, later that day, not that day, but the next day, but someone from the label came by, and they were actually working on that mix. They came by for something else. And then they heard them working on the mix, and they're like, what's that, you know? And they're like, oh, it's this new song we're working on with Vassy. And they're like, okay, that's a hit. And they're like, you know, oh, let us play it. Let us play it to David Guetta, you know? And so, yeah, I pretty much got a phone call, and they were like, you know, David Guetta's in town, and we, you know, played the song, and he'd like to meet you. And so I went into the studio, we met, he was really excited about it. I said, okay, cool, let's do it. And it kind of went from there. So originally when we first did it, it had Will I Am in it. It was different. It wasn't so. And then at the very last minute, he changed it up, and we got Showtech on it and stuff.
Awesome.
And then the whole EDM thing came in, and I was like, what's going on, you know? But that drop, you know, became, you know, anthemic, you know, with my hook, and it's just was record of the year on so many levels. We did so well with it. It was so cool. So I think that was the breaking, you know, it went 7 times Del Platinum. I mean, but God. I think that was the breaking point, obviously.
But like about the invitation to work with David Guetta, Tiesto, and Kashmir, how did you feel about this?
It was cool. It was all very organic. Like, it wasn't like I never, you know, reached out to anyone. Kashmir and I worked together. We got connected by a work colleague. And, you know, I've always been a fan of the Cataracts, and so he and I got together to actually work on something for the Cataracts with me and them. And then there was a transition period, and so when we worked on this other idea, I said to him, oh, I have this other idea. And I said, I'd like to try something with it, and I sung it to him, and he's like, oh, that's dope. And I was like, okay, cool, this is what I'm thinking we do, you know. So we messed around with it, and then we came up with, you know, secrets, and then we're like, man, this is hot. And so, you know, we then sent it to Tiesto. He fell in love with it, and then he wanted to work on it. And so collaboratively, the three of us, you know, worked on it, and it just kind of went from there. So again, it wasn't like you know, these things happen. Yeah. Same with Bad. It's just never, you know.
Awesome. That's a great story, because like normally you think people go for it, and it just happens because you're good work and meet the right people, and then that's it.
Yeah. I mean, now it's cool because obviously I have direct relationships with pretty much any of the DJs, you know. So now it's really about, if I'm going to do a collaboration, I'm very strategic, and I know, if I'm going to write something that I know is going to, like, okay, I'm going to write this knowing that this could work for this. Yeah. You know, because you sort of get a gut feeling. But at the end of the day, it's just writing a dope record, you know. Just keep up.
Okay, which music you like most, that you like to sing most? Like, there's some track you felt special connection with?
That's tough because each song is different. Like, when I sing Bad, it's attitude. From the minute I'm like, you know, I say, everyone's like, ah, everyone sings along. And it's cool, and I love singing that, you know, because it just rolls off the tongue. And Secrets, I love singing because it's more a sensorial experience, so it's kind of fun, you know. Yeah. But I honestly, like, every record has its beauty, but my favorites are the ones where people know the lyrics and they sing along.
Yeah,
and then
awesome.
once, you're on the first line, everyone's kicked in, and sometimes you stop singing, you put the mic out, and everyone fills the gaps.
Yes.
They're the best ones.
Yeah. You feel the connection with the crowd.
With the
Awesome,
crowd,
yeah.
it's the best. It's all about the fans, you know. So.
Recently, you did a wonderful acoustic of Bad. Do you have some desire to work with big DJs in a production that your voice would not be so changed by the electronic effects?
So Bad, that was intentional. We did that. Obviously, I sing Bad live when I sing it. Why does it feel so good to be bad? I could be down here, or I could be like, I say, why does it feel so good to be bad? Awesome. So I wanted to mess around, and I'm not sensitive about my voice. It's cool, I sing, I do my thing, whatever. But for that particular record, we wanted to sort of go old school hip hop style and just do something different, you know. So that was just mucking around, and we came up with a sound that was great for that record.
Yeah.
So it's not something I want to keep doing, like on the new records that I have coming out. I'm not doing that on my voice. But I'm not to say that if there's a record down the track that makes sense, I'm not opposed to it. But for Bad, it was special. It made sense for Bad, you know?
How the feeling to have a song being played in the entire world by many DJs in case of Secrets. That by the way you're completing the year it's released. Like, how do you feel about this?
I love it. Like I said, that Secrets did so well. When it got released to Beatport, it went to Beatport within 42 hours. It went number one, sorry, to Beatport. The only other record that went to number one faster than ours was Animals by Martin Garrix. And then it became Beatport's bestseller in the Electro House. It went number one over 30 countries around the world. Spinning's biggest release with the most views. It's had over 100 million views. It's had over 100 million views, I think, right? Yeah. And we just found out last night it's sold over 1 million, which is pretty amazing, especially if it's you don't have like a pop record on radio. That's a pretty big deal.
It's
so
a lot,
and it's awesome, when people embrace the record and play it everywhere. And it's kind of funny because even yesterday when I went to soundcheck, we were waiting for the driver, standing outside, and this car drives by, and you heard Secrets in the car, And this happens all the time. Like, I can be at a cafe, restaurant, I could be out, I could be in the in a taxi, and I hear my songs all the time.
Oh, that's awesome. No, Secrets is amazing. Everybody likes it. I really like it, so it's really cool.
Thank you very much.
Number 5, in the singer version with Vision, which is the difference between a production of electronic music and another style?
Well, I co-produce all the stuff that I work on. I'm very involved in that. It is a bit different. Pop records have a very specific arrangement, especially with the vocals. I think EDM dance, you can be a little bit more, it's all about the hook, obviously, and that drop. So it's kind of like, da-da-da-da-da, oh, say what you want to say, da-da-da, and drop. High energy, and back, chill out for a second, say what you want to say in the hook, and boom, take the drop, And it's kind of like that, because to keep the wave, in the club. And whereas pop record, it's really about, verse and the pre-chorus into the chorus, back into the verse and the pre-chorus. So, I think now a lot of the EDM dance tracks, they're telling more a story.
Yes.
They're understanding the power of a good song. And about songwriting, so it is a journey, because then the fans can connect, and once they connect, and there's the drop, and then you have the whole package, and it's like a sensorial experience.
For sure. There's something new you can tell us and the Brazilian fans?
I'm coming to Brazil soon. Woo!
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, I'm so excited because I have a lot of Brazilian fans. You guys, like thousands of them, and I don't know where they're all coming from, but they're coming, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I've never been to Brazil, so I'm really excited. I can't say yet, but I'm actually working on a record with a very big Brazilian.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's nice, guys.
I'm not sure if I could say it yet. I don't want to reveal anything.
Yeah, okay.
But they're huge in Brazil. Let's just say that, and I'm excited. because it's an honor to do something, you know, with one of your own.
Yes.
And then I'll be out there to do shows and also, you know, perform.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
we're going to be seeing Vassy soon in Brazil, guys. That's awesome. Fala, galera. Aqui, então, terminamos com a Vassy. Sensacional, super gente boa. Muito obrigado por assistir a gente. Thank you, Vassy, for making this amazing interview with us.
Thank you for having me. And I want you to teach me how to say thank you, you know, and thank you very much and see you soon, Brazil. I'm
Okay.
going to say that, yeah.
So, muito obrigado, Brasil. Vejo vocês em breve.
Oh.
Muito obrigado.
Muito obrigado, Brasil.
Vejo vocês em breve.
Vejo vocês
Em breve.
em breve.
That's awesome. Vassy speaking Portuguese.
Trying.
Trying. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. Obrigado, galera. Até mais. Valeu.
Show me love, baby, show me deepness.